Visuals: the Scottish Highlands under soft rain. Mist rolls over the stones. Everything feels quiet, too quiet. Narration voiceover: time is a thief. It takes what we love, hides it between centuries, and dares us to chase it. But some hearts never stop searching. Wind whispers. The faint sound of a heartbeat echoes. There are stories that end when the last page turns. And then there are stories like this one, ones that begin again. Every time the stones call your name, thunder rolls. A candle flickers to life. Outlander, the end is not the end. Music swells low, haunting strings. Visuals: a golden horizon. The standing stones hum softly. Shadows pass, but faces are never seen. Everything moves like memory, familiar but fading. Time doesn't move in straight lines. It bends, twists, and folds back on itself. Somewhere between what was and what will be, story continues to breathe. A letter falls to the ground, the ink smudged by rain. The voice of a woman reads softly from the past. If time should ever take me from you, find me in the wind. The words fade, but the promise lingers. Across the sea, a storm builds. Waves crash against cliffs. A man's silhouette stands on the edge of the world, holding a ring that has outlived lifetimes. The world around him trembles as though it remembers. The sound of the wind becomes a whisper to names. It's carried through centuries. Jamie. Claire. Every heartbeat in the past still beats in the present. Every tear once shed still falls in a different year. Time keeps them apart, but love keeps them alive. The mist thickens. A hand reaches toward the standing stones. The surface ripples, glowing faintly as if alive. Lightning flashes. The world holds its breath. What if love was stronger than time itself? The screen fades to black. A single echo of a heartbeat lingers. Opening section for the trailer: atmospheric, emotional and mysterious mood, whispering winds. A haunting violin chord bending slightly off key. Time feels fractured, suspended between centuries. Visuals: faceless style, 0 o'clock to 0:08. A candle flickers beside an old letter sealed with wax. The wax melts slowly. The flame dies. 0:09 to 0:15. A woman's hand brushes against rough stone. The standing stones hum faintly. 0:16 to 0:25. An hourglass tips over. Sand spills like running water reversed, then forward again. 0:26 to 0:35. A foggy path stretches endlessly. Footsteps echo, but no one is visible. 0:36 to 0:45. Lightning flashes reveal two shadows reaching for each other, separated by time itself. Voice over deep, cinematic, reflective. Time doesn't heal. It remembers. Every step we take leaves an echo. And when the past calls, love becomes the bridge, or the curse. Sound design: background hum builds into a faint heartbeat rhythm. Echoes of whispers, fragments of names: Jamie, Claire. Fade in and out. Violin swell rises toward a cliffhanger silence, leading to the next sequence. Purpose: this opening instantly roots the audience in Outlander's essence. Time, love, memory, and fate. It feels intimate yet epic, setting up the emotional gravity before chaos and destiny collide in the next act. Opening section: surreal, foreboding, and cinematic mood. Suspense woven with destiny. The world feels on the edge of collapse, time fraying at its seams. Visuals: faceless concept, 0 o'clock to 0:07. The Highland mist parts, revealing a storm rolling over distant hills. 0:08 to 0:14. A hand places an old photograph on a table. The faces fade before our eyes. 0:15, 0:24. Raindrops fall on parchment maps, ink bleeding like veins of fate. 0:25 to 0:33. A soldier's silhouette stands on a battlefield of smoke and embers, his face hidden by shadow. 0:34 to 0:43. Two silhouettes run toward each other through the mist. Lightning flashes. They vanish. 0:44 to 0:55. A close-up of a clock shattering in reverse. Glass flies upward. Time rewinds. Voiceover measured, haunting, cinematic. The future isn't a place. It's a choice. Each heartbeat changes the story. Each breath rewrites the past. But some fates were written before time itself. Sound design. Distant thunder blends with a rhythmic heartbeat. Faint Gaelic vocals whisper beneath the storm. A low, swelling cello builds tension, abruptly cut by silence at the 0:55 mark. Purpose. This version sets the tone of a world unraveling through time, echoing Outlander's central theme of fate and sacrifice. It instantly places the viewer in a space of awe and dread, without showing a single face, perfect for a faceless. Cinematic teaser. Opening section, emotional. Nostalgic and steeped in destiny. Mood, soft melancholy turning into hope. The sense that something long lost is finding its way home across centuries. Visuals faceless cinematic sequence. 0 o'clock to 0:10. A golden dawn over the misty Highlands. Fog curls around the standing stones like living breath. 0:11 to 0:18. A hand, trembling, traces the rim of a silver ring engraved with an ancient pattern. 0:19 to 0:28. A shadow walks through drifting leaves, sound of footsteps out of sync with the time around them. 0:29 to 0:37. Raindrops fall onto a diary page. Ink runs. Words dissolve into whispers. 0:38 to 0:47. A reflection in a pool ripples for a heartbeat. It's the face of someone beloved, then gone again. 0:48 to 0:55. The stones begin to hum faintly. Light seeps through the cracks of time. Voiceover low, resonant, emotionally weighted. I have walked through centuries for the sound of your voice. Fought battles history forgot just to feel your heartbeat once more. Pause, but even love cannot escape the pull of time. Ow! Gentle harp tones merge with deep atmospheric hums. A faint echo of distant thunder like the world remembering. Violin enters softly at the final line, building into a swell that cuts to silence. Purpose. This opening makes the return the emotional anchor of the teaser haunting. Intimate and cinematic, without showing any faces. It conveys loss, love, and inevitability. Capturing Outlander's timeless spirit. Opening section epic, reverent, and emotionally charged. Mood, majestic stillness turning into cathartic release. The calm before destiny breaks open. Visuals faceless cinematic imagery. 0 o'clock to 0:08. A soft sunrise bleeds over the standing stones. Each beam of light pulses as if breathing. 0:09 to 0:15. Close-up. An ancient pendant swaying in the wind. It glows faintly as thunder murmurs across the sky. 0:16, 0:25. Ripples of light move across a stormy sea. Each wave carries the reflection of different eras colliding. 0:26 to 0:35. The camera rises slowly through mist. Silhouettes fade in and out, suspended between centuries. 0:36 to 0:45. The standing stones ignite with golden fire, their energy forming a circle of time. 0:46 to 0:50. The fire collapses inward, and from the darkness. Text fades in. Outlander Season 8, the final chapter begins -2025. Voiceover, calm, powerful, cinematic, across time, across loss, across everything we've ever been. The story finds its ending where it first began. Soft inhale, then silence. Sound design, distant choral echoes layered with a resonant heartbeat. Low hum crescendos as the title appears. Final violin note holds for 3 seconds, dissolving into mist. Purpose. This version transforms the reveal into a moment of myth and memory, not just an announcement, but a spiritual full circle. It feels grand yet intimate, ideal for a faceless teaser that relies entirely on voice, music, and visual poetry to evoke emotion. Opening section, intimate, timeless, and otherworldly mood. Stillness. The world feels paused, caught between breath and memory. Every sound drips with nostalgia and prophecy. Visuals faceless. Atmospheric cinematography, 0 o'clock, 2010, black screen. The faint sound of wind then, a single candle flickers to life. 011 to 018, the candle flame trembles. Behind it, shadows of ancient stones fade in and out like ghosts. 019, 028, a lone feather drifts through the air, weightless, falling in slow motion. 029 to 037, the feather lands on a weathered book. Its pages turn on their own, words glowing faintly in gold. 038 to 047, a ripple moves across still water, reflecting the moon, then splitting into two timelines. 048 to 055, as the water stills, the reflection becomes the title. Emerging softly from the darkness, Outlander, Season 8 Time Never Lets Go -2025, voiceover gentle, echoing, like memory speaking to itself. We are the stories time refuses to forget. And even when the heart stops, love still echoes through the centuries. Beat of silence, time never lets go. Sound design, barely audible choral hum like wind inside a cathedral. The sound of distant thunder merging with a heartbeat. A soft violin swell fades into a final breath of silence. Purpose. This opening makes the trailer feel timeless and elegiac, as though the viewer has stepped inside a memory. It's perfect for a faceless approach. Cinematic imagery. Poetic narration and emotional depth without showing a single face. Closing sequence, haunting, grand and eternal mood, ethereal calm and aching beauty. The storm has passed. What remains is memory. Visuals, faceless imagery, 056 to 103. Ash drifts through golden light, each spark glowing like a falling star. 104 to 110. A pair of footprints appear in the sand, then vanish beneath the tide. 111 to 117. A slow aerial shot of the standing stones at twilight, the world wrapped in quiet fog. 118 to 125, camera pulls upward until only sky remains, stars blur. Forming the faint shape of an infinite circle, voiceover low, reflective, cinematic whisper. Every story leaves an echo. Ours was carved in time. Beat of silence, but even when the stones fall silent, love remembers the way. A single chime echoes, then absolute silence. Sound design. A faint hum, like wind through the stones, drifts into a heart-like pulse. Choral whispers fade, the final violin note dissolves into nothing. The silence that follows feels alive, as if time itself is holding its breath. Purpose. This final section completes the emotional arc, from time's chaos to love's stillness. It closes the teaser on a note of reverence, symbolizing the end of an era, yet suggesting that Outlander's spirit transcends time.